Thank you so much for coming back to the channel, or at least being here for the first time. Today we're going to talk about the MPC sample and the effects that are available on here. We're primarily going to focus today on the pad effects. We got 16. We're just going to listen to them. You know, we got a beat right here, and we're just going to check them out. All right. So what I'm doing is going to the pad effects. Now, the way I understand it is that these pad effects affect all of the samples in the kit. So there's no separate bus you can send them to. They're all encompassing. So we could say that these are master bus effects, right? So we're going to listen to them right now. All right, starting with beat repeat. Let the beat play and we'll check it out. So here's beat repeat. And also, the one thing that, if you haven't noticed, like this beat is in a 3/4 configuration. So I was doing a 3/4 beat on this track right here. So it looks like when you hit the pressure closes the filter down as far as you pushing the pressure down. I know it's kind of hard to see, but right there you can see the indication of that. And that affects the pressure. Resonance sort of adds that resonant tone on it. You can latch it. Right. You can latch it and let that go. All right, let's go to the reverse stepper, which I think is a pretty cool effect. Let's check it out. And so it looks like the pressure affects certain places where it rechops the sample to bring it back in reverse. Pretty cool. The only thing, you know, as far as the beat repeat is concerned, you have to kind of make sure you hit the pad in the right time. I know other repeats, it will kind of get everything in time, but it seemed like this one's kind of like it's in sync, but not quite in sync. And I will admit that I am doing something strange on this thing, which is kind of in my realm, where I'm doing a 3/4 speed on the MPC sample, which has no 3/4 time signature. All right, let's check out the delay. And that's the X mode right there. So this has different modes in delay. So we got the ping pong. We got X feedback and normal. This is X feedback. But my favorite personal feedback is the delay. We have feedback time right there. I got a time to the 3/4 rhythm. I think it's like an 8th triplet or something like that. All right, let's go to the reverb real quick. I keep thinking I want to hit this, but it's really reverb is right there. So the only issue I have with that is, like, say if on the reverb I do hear it's stereo, so it is decent. Gotta slow down my words. The stereo is decent, but I guess the pressure applies to a wet dry configuration, so you can hit that right there. That's cool. It's cool, but you know, just having to determine how wet or dry your signal is based upon your pad pressure is a little more challenging, not impossible, than just setting it on a knob right there. And if I've missed where you can set your wet dry without using the pads, feel free to let me know in the comments below. All right, let's go to ring mod. So pressure affects the frequency of the ring mod configuration. You can change the max. Not bad right there. That's a cool and fun effect. You can change your max frequency on this perimeter right there. Let's check out lo-fi. Lo-fi is really just bit reduction. And that's cool. But it looks like, once again, the amount of the effect is based upon the amount of pressure you put on the pad right there. And then once you find the pressure you want, you can get it to latch. And just a side note, and I know I didn't mention this earlier, but you can actually have 4 effects going on at the same time. I don't know what the routing configuration is to it, so I can't tell you exactly what the... Okay, so is the reverb before the color, the lo-fi? Don't know. Lo-fi is cool if you want that effect. So yeah, you can like latch one and then start affecting another one. So that's fun. All right, here's color. We have different modes. Cassette. Flutter. Tube. Vinyl. Saturation. So that's cool. So you kind of get that flavor. It's kind of coming from their flavor bag of effects with the vinyl and other things like that. It's cool, pretty fun. And I think, once again, the pad affects the dry to wet ratio. Going to the granulizer. That's good. I think that might be good for like pads and stuff like that. More or less sound design. So that tool is there. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Comb filter. Looks like pad affects the dry wet ratio again, and the amount by how much you push the pad. Comb filter, comb filtering effect. When you apply a lot of feedback return on your comb filters, they tend to kind of ring out and do their own tones, which is like what you're hearing right here. All right, low pass filter. This should be obvious. But the interesting thing about the lo-fi filter is that it does has an LFO on it, affected by the speed. So that filter does stay in sync with it, and you can set the intervals of time between that 16th notes, things like that. All right, HB filter. High pass. Taking it from the low side of the spectrum going up to the top, whereas the low pass takes it from the top, brings it down. And there's still a little bit of a speed effect on that. Band pass. All right, another one is half speed. Half speed is half speed, but it's not like half speed like how I'm normally used to seeing half speed, where it's like really in sync. In this demonstration, it probably won't sync up with the beat because I am producing a track in like 3/4. But let's experiment. So typically when you mix a half speed effect, it is in beat with the original signal that you put in. So they kind of blend together unless you tell it not to. In this demonstration, again, I know that I'm like outside of the realm of what the original intention was designed for the device as far as this effect. But I have noticed that when I do half speed on other tracks that are totally locked in a 4/4 time signature, they will, in here, it's not like a 1 octave up or 1 octave down thing that's in sync. It's been a little bit more tricky for me to make it all line up in sync. So it is the half speed effect, but it's not like the half speed sounding effect is in beat with that. All right, go to chorus. Obvious chorus. Not sure if it's stereo, but I do hear it. Flanger. And phaser. So those effects are cool there. Once again, the effects are all right. I'm not mad at them. I'm not expecting, you know, a whole lot here. These are tools effects. I would, if I were to give feedback, I would like a little bit more flexibility there. Like I said before in other videos, I'm not mad at it. I have tools that'll give me all the flexibility I want. But it's just cool to talk about this device, and I'd like to hear your feedback on these effects. If you like them, if you don't like them, where would you see an improvement, or do you like them the way they are? I'm definitely interested to hear your comments on that. And these are my review of the effects on the MPC Sample. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let's have continuing conversations about this. Love to hear what you got to say. And if you made it to this part, I always got to say that because people think I'm beyond correction on this stuff. But, yo, if I missed something, let me know. And, you know, I'll definitely hear it, you know, hear what you got to say. So, not mad at that. I'm not going to take offense. All right. See y'all later in the next video. You're watching DeLeo T2K. Please subscribe. Thanks.